Oh, so the drill's fixed. What's next? Ah, Dyson. Big ball vacuum. Let's take a closer look. So like most stuff that I get asked to have a look at, I didn't get a whole rundown of its history or what went wrong, and there's no real symptoms that come along with it. I don't say, oh, I was doing this, or normally funny noise, or it just stopped working. You can't really rely on third-hand witness statements. So what I like to do is straight away do the old idiot test, plug it in for myself, see what happens. Worst case is I'm going to trip my breaker. Nothing's happening, so I guess it's time to go a little bit closer and get involved. Made that look a whole lot harder than it really was, so we don't need that. You can unplug it now. Got a screw here which might as well come out. Fine. Oh well, that gets that off, so now we don't have to worry about that being there. A lot of screws up in there, which means I have to take this off, which means I'm gonna need my Torx bits. So now all we're left with is the BB-8 part. So we should be able to start getting in. Yeah. But hold on. Not quite sure what this weird little grommet type seal is. That comes directly off this fan motor. Oh yeah. So it's obviously for seating, vibrational seating purposes. Lives there. So as this motor spins, stops it from shaking the shit out of everything. That's almost like a carbon dust in there. Looks carbony. More rubber seats. Oh, here we are. So hopefully this just plugs. Oh yeah. Jam packed full of carbon absolutely everywhere. So this old duck is a brushed motor, which is quite surprising. I'm not quite sure of the year. I mean, I can find out pretty easy. Punch this in Googlies. Might do that, but based on this, the amount of carbon that has been burned off in there, something's either been the commentator How can I spin this to have a look at it? See if we can get this in frame. The commutator doesn't look too bad. So, current feeling is it's brushes. I'll do the old fiddle with the brushes, try and give it a bump. I do have it apart. I don't want it to go spitting into oblivion and ending up like the concrete mixer I have to fix every 2 weeks at work because they can't forget to turn it off before they plug it in. Alright. So, I'm not confident it is the brushes just yet. If it was, it'd be way too convenient. I mean, I just fixed the drill with the broken brushes last week. I mean, brushes are 98% of the problems with brush motors and stuff. Don't quote me on them statistics, but just believe me. I always find it's, yeah, see, there's actually quite a lot of life left on this. There's been a lot of wear, but there's a lot of life left on that. Just full of it. The wear seems alright, nice even wear, still good spring, so it's not as easy as just blaming the brushes just yet. This could be like the whippersnipper and we may have lost ourselves a turn, so it could be for the graveyard, this thing. We'll check the other side. I assume they wore evenly. Same quality brushes, same factory, rah rah rah. No. Ooh. This explains it. This explains it a lot. We've had a malfunction in the brush, which is why it's so dusty. It hasn't worn over time. It's chunked off. It's come off and ground against between the holder and the commutator as it span for a very short time and just absolutely dusted everywhere. So here we have the good brush. A little bit of play left. This. Look at the edges. That's broken off. That hasn't worn down. Oh, we've got this focus issue again. So here we have what should be two identical brushes. The one on the right, I mean, it's had a lot of life, a lot of wear taken out of it, but it's still got good spring, good even wear, and it's going well. The one on the left, clean sheared off. Why this has happened, I don't know. It survived a long time. It did a few years of service first. This is probably just a weak point in the manufacture. Caught the commutator the wrong way one time and had done its dinner. As you can see by all the dust and crap inside the casing, it's caused a hell of a mess in there. So what we're going to do, jump on eBay, see how much a new set of brushes is. I assume that's going to be less than what it's worth to replace the vacuum. So everything's coming up brushes. So as we can see, depending on what seller you go for, we've got $14 through to about $20. Cheap enough for the attempt anyway. There's definitely a problem there. This brush is not going to work. One brush is not going to get your motor spinning because you ain't got a link through the commutator. You're going to need both brushes. 90% sure that's the problem. There's no way to test it without having a bit of brush, like an extra brush on hand. If this was a little bit longer, I'd try and file it back down to shape and give it a go. I think it's just not making contact at all, which is why we're getting a dead stop with the engine. How they dampen the main amount of noise and vibration from this little motor, which will spin incredibly fast when it's actually up and running. They've both got rubber stops for dampening here, then they include rubber stops for dampening there, and also where it mates on the inside here. So they've got essentially the up, down, and side to side insulated by rubber. So from all axes, it's insulated with a rubber vibration pad. So this thing can almost be spinning as if it was suspended in fresh air, but it's obviously not. There is still vibrations transferred through the rubber. It's vibration conducting, if you will, but more close to a vibration insulator than conductor. But I find that interesting. Never really thought about how they do dampen that. I mean, you think you'd get a little kick out of the vacuum like you do that tiny kick out of a drill. I mean, I'm doing that myself, but when you pull a drill, it does kick, you know, and you can feel it running through your hand quite a lot. Now you imagine this motor's this big, that motor's that big. This is probably spinning twice as fast as your regular drill, even 3 times, I'm not sure. It will be fast though to move that volume of air, but if you get a kick out of the drill, you're gonna get a kick out of that. So obviously that rubber mounting is to mitigate that, mitigate sound. I mean, the last thing you want is someone to vacuum the house while you're watching TV, you know. So again, all I've got to do now is order them and wait. I gotta try and find one the fastest shipping so I can get to the bottom of this quickest. I'll give this a good clean out. We don't need all this carbon in here. I'll get the air compressor, I'll give it a quick blow. Not ideal. You don't want to get this stuff in your eyes or anything, but you also, there's no way of getting in there. So you want to get it out. You want to clean it out. You're not doing the laminations any fun. You know, you're just gonna make the whole thing hotter, dirtier, gross. Carbon is a conductor. You don't want it in places you don't want it. Simple as that. Other than that, this vacuum looks quite well. Put it back together with the 10,000 screws it takes to get it apart. I'll just keep them all in here. And there we have it. Brushes again. Brushes again. Might have to start a whole new playlist called Finn's World, putting brushes in stuff. Oh, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my Instagram account, which is a lot of photos from work and tools and different stuff like that. That seems to be going quite well right now. And subscribe to the channel for more if you like that. And yeah, peace out.